Protect your online privacy today at expressvpn.com/inside.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Inside Gaming Daily for Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Let's talk about loot boxes and one of their biggest peddlers, EA. Just walking into the town square, ringing their little bell.
Buy things that cost $1 and shouldn't cost anything. Yep, that's them. That's how they sound. Don't worry about it. Slowly but surely, governments around the world are taking a harder look at the practice of selling loot boxes. And now EA is officially getting sued here in the land of suing the United States of America for Team Ultimate packs. I knew we'd be first.
It's time for Uncle Sam to step in.
Smells like freedom.
It's a class action lawsuit that could have big ramifications on the highly profitable and highly controversial practice.
That's the thing that I'm more excited about is the precedent that it sets. If this happens, then in theory, everyone else will be like, well, we'll get sued. We can't do that, but probably won't happen.
It sounds like the implication you're making though there is that EA just won't be able to just like defend itself using loot box money. There's no way they can lose. That's crazy.
You know how much money FIFA Ultimate Team makes? But basically, here's what happened. The folks at Video Game Chronicle found a class action lawsuit that was filed against EA in California, arguing that its Ultimate Team mode violates the state's gambling law.
Yeah, if you're not familiar, the Ultimate Team mode is in games like FIFA, and it's where you can spend real money for the chance of getting better players for your team. It's also a whole weird YouTube ecosystem where people just open FIFA packs.
There was an issue in Australia for a while where people would do what was called strip FIFA, and the male YouTuber would make his girlfriend take an item of clothing off for every time that he got something that he had guessed correctly. They were usually underage. It was a real thing that happened.
What? Australia?
It really rolls
get
off
your
the
act
tongue.
together.
So the plaintiff in this case, Kevin Ramirez, says he spent more than $600 in both FIFA and Madden since 2011. That's kind of a chump change compared to what some other people have spent on these games.
The lawsuit states that EA's Ultimate Team packs are loot boxes. Buying the packs are nothing more than a gambling bet. And it goes on to say, purchased using real money, the Ultimate Team packs are simply wagers on completely randomized chances within the game to win valuable professional players and other items for the EA Gamers virtual sports team.
And then a year later, you start it all up again when the next one comes out.
They must be laughing all the time at EA about how much money they've made. Yeah, and just keep making it and going to make.
Yeah, the argument here is that they're paying real money for the chance of getting something of value, in this case, better players for your team so that you can win more. The suit, which could potentially involve lots of other plaintiffs, calls for a jury trial and damages of $5 million, which is nothing to them.
If I were friends with someone who bought FIFA Ultimate Team packs, I think I would have to sit them down and have an intervention. We should also note that the law firm representing Ramirez is the same one that filed a similar class action lawsuit over loot boxes against Apple earlier this year.
Yeah, in that case, they argued that through the App Store, Apple engages in predatory practices enticing consumers, including children, to engage in gambling and similar addictive conduct in violation of this and other laws designed to protect consumers and to prohibit such practices. So this firm has clearly decided that they're going after loot boxes is the winner. That's the magic golden ticket.
So let's dig into what the law in California says about gambling. According to a 2010 advisory from the state's Bureau of Gambling Control, they use 3 criteria for determining what's an illegal gambling device. 1. It involves a machine, apparatus, or device. 2. Something of value is given to play the device. And 3, the player has the opportunity to receive something of value by any element of hazard or chance.
Would you like to try my apparatus?
2, your soul.
Oh, you don't have to pay with paper money.
It could be money though, or it could be free replays, additional playing time, redemption tickets, gift cards, game credits, or anything else with value, monetary or otherwise. Which is also
very sinister of you.
That, like, another f***ed up part of this whole thing is that gambling has so many laws on it just because it's state taxed and they want to make more money off of it. Everybody just trying to take everybody else's money. I figured it out. I figured the world out. We're done here. Pack it up. Go home.
So that law sounds broad enough to possibly include loot boxes, since getting a better player on your FIFA team could definitely be considered something of value, and you're paying money for the chance to get them. So
do you guys think that I could get Virgil van Dijk?
I don't
Or like
know.
Mo Salah?
Is that
Do you think that I could get Oxlade-Chamberlain?
Is that
Is it
Pele?
Hey, I take Hazard. I really like Son as well. I mean, I know he's Tottenham, but
Hazard or chance?
nice.
Patrick, what's she talking about?
I have no idea. But I think it's baseball.
What's the?
No, you guys. Yo,
I think it's
I
baseball.
listed all your favorites, right?
What's that guy that was a goalie
Becca.
or something?
I know that
Larson?
one.
There you go.
Say that one
I
again.
actually said Becca, not Beckham.
Oh,
But
never mind. I don't know that
We'll
one.
count it.
Yes, Becker, my favorite soccer player.
Of course, EA doesn't make devices, they make games. But you do play their games on devices, so we'll see how a judge rules. It's a safe bet that this will be tangled up in court for a long time. And speaking of all tangled up, before we continue on with the story today, let's chat about hair and how to keep it. Today's episode is sponsored by Keeps.
As guys, so much of our identity is wrapped up in our hair. I mean, come on. Let me talk to you about it. From how it feels after getting a fresh cut to the way it's perfectly styled before going out. That's why when we get into our 20s and 30s, we start noticing the first signs of hair loss. Say it ain't so. I don't want to stay here. It definitely feels like panic time. Because let's face it, no guy is ever ready to go bald. Thankfully, now there's Keeps, the simple and easy way to keep your hair. Did you know that 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35? Bruh, the best way to prevent hair loss is to do something about it now, while you still have hair left. So you can get treated from home. You used to have to go to the doctor's office for your hair loss prescription. Now, thanks to Keeps, you can visit a doctor online and get hair loss medication delivered right to your home. They make it easy and deliver your medication every 3 months, so you can say goodbye to pharmacy checkout lines and awkward doctor visits where you gotta be like, what's happening, doc? Keeps offers generic versions of the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products out there. You may have tried them before, but probably never for this price. Prevention is key. Keeps treatments typically take between 4 and 6 months to see results, so it's important to act fast. The sooner you start using Keeps, the more hair you'll save. Find out why Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors, and more than 100,000 men trust Keeps for their hair loss prevention medication. Keeps treatments start at just $10 a month. Plus, for limited time, you can get your first month for free. So if you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/inside to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's keeps.com/inside. That's keeps.com/inside.
Who wants to bet that EA probably isn't gonna give up loot boxes without a big fight? Especially the giant market that is the USA. They're not gonna want to lose that.
I wonder if that's their biggest market.
FIFA is bigger in Europe, I would
Europe.
imagine, than the
Yeah.
US.
How much quid?
They've each spent 10p.
It's just 10 pence.
Yeah, I know. I just want to say P.
So much quid for you to spend on a footballer. What?
to give you an idea of just how much quid loot boxes make, EA made $1 billion off microtransactions in just 1 quarter last year. Now, how that translates to quid, I don't know.
We
But
don't
it
know. Someone
sounds
else
like
needs
it's
to figure
probably
that
a
out.
lot.
Yeah, it's probably like a couple of bill. So basically, you could make the argument that EA isn't even really in the video game business. They're in the loot box business. Video games are just a handy delivery mechanism for microtransactions. And to be clear, I've been saying it for years, EA doesn't care about you and their press conferences aren't for you. They're for the stock market, okay?
Yeah.
Remember, EA's customers are the stock market, not gamers. Don't fool yourselves. Every time you're like, why won't they make the thing that I like? It would make people happy. They don't care.
Of course, you could say the same thing about lots of other AAA publishers too, and you can bet that they'll be watching this case very closely.
Yeah, Activision Blizzard earned nearly $1 billion in the first quarter of 2020, 956 million to be exact. That was more than half of its total revenues for the quarter. So we've said this before, but it is worth noting that loot boxes are not just some side business for big game developers. They are the business. The whole business.
Back to EA. This isn't the first time they've been sued over loot boxes. They were also sued earlier this year in France, with 2 lawyers representing 2 different clients arguing that FIFA Ultimate Team Mode is nothing more than gambling. Everyone's really going for the same angle here.
One of the lawyers told a French publication that buying packs is nothing more than a bet. The logic of a casino has entered their homes.
One client said he'd fallen behind with his rent payments because of his addiction to the game.
Oh man, that sucks.
Sorry, I can't pay you my rent because I had to have the best.
Virgil
ultimate
van Dijk.
team.
There you go, good job,
Is this a real footballer?
You could
Yeah,
be
he's
saying
Dutch.
anything.
While
halfway
EA
done.
has fought to keep loot boxes from being designated as gambling devices, we have seen it back down in some countries.
Yeah, in 2019, EA stopped selling FIFA points for real money in Belgium after the country's regulator said the system was a game of chance. Which it is. EA said at the time, while we are taking this action, we do not agree with Belgian authorities' interpretation of the law. and we will continue to seek more clarity on the matter as we go forward. We would like our money, and we think this is a bad call, Belgium.
Yeah, the Netherlands also banned loot boxes, and we've also seen the UK make moves to possibly classify loot boxes as gambling too. So the lawsuit filed in California also references a report from the UK's Digital Culture, Media and Sport Committee from 2019. It recommended that the UK
Well-rounded
government...
committee. They really
I know,
cover it all.
seriously. It recommended the UK government to regulate loot boxes under gambling law and ban them for children.
Yeah, so that hasn't happened yet, but the government in the UK later vowed to look into the issue. They signed a blood oath
That sounds
to
like
look
something
into the
that-
issue.
That the British government would do is, I take a vow.
On my honor and
I
my...
will protect
What do I have in my pocket?
the children.
£3 sterling and 20 pence.
We make fun of British people so much.
Save our children.
People probably think we have beef with them, but it's just that we like doing the accent. But hey, look, we'll see what happens with this California lawsuit. Like we said, it'll probably be tied up in the courts for years and years and years. Obviously, EA's got to have a very good defense lawyer or several, but there is clearly momentum against loot boxes on a global scale, and this is just another sign that one of the big pillars of the video game industry could be threatened. The only thing that concerns me about this, as someone who hates loot boxes and microtransactions and refuses to buy any of them, is what they do instead. I've always been worried about the day that we get advertising in games. That you have to watch an ad before you get a cutscene.
So yeah, if loot boxes go away, that's going to be a massive hit for the EAs of the world. They've gotten addicted to the microtransaction revenue, and they're not going to give it up without a big old fight.
And that is it for today's Daily, everybody. We hope you all have a great Tuesday, and... Autumn? Are you there?
I haven't heard from her today at all.
No, I actually haven't heard from her today at all, but she did send me this weird text last night. Does anyone know what it means?
Yeah, I have no idea what that could mean.
Oh, God.
Oh, I get it now. Okay.
I am a vampire.
Why do you have an accent?
Don't talk about my accent, puny human. I am a special kind of vampire. I want to get rid of all video games in the world. I am a video game vampire.
Oh, no.
And I also want to suck your blood.
That one I'm more familiar with.
Puny morsel of a human being. I could snap you in half like a twig.
I dare you. Do you want to try to
fight
take
me
my
right
video
now?
games?
I'll come to your house. If you all want to keep talking about your precious video games, you have to slay me.
Done.
Ooh-wee! Best believe we gonna hunt some vampires.
Whoa, that was weird. But you know what's not weird? It's watching Blade on HBO Max with us, Inside Gaming. We're watching it tomorrow on RTTV from 4 to 6 p.m. PST. You can join us and watch along right with us. It's a little watch party for you guys. Come hang out, it'll be fun. We'll watch Wesley Snipes be Wesley Snipes. And isn't that a gift that any of us can ever ask for?
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Friday. All right, let's talk about how more and more countries are going after loot boxes.
Yeah, it's a dark and scary world out there. So let's end the week on something positive. Shitty